Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Everyone knows the words to the famous Star-Spangled Banner, written by Francis Scott Key in 1814. Many people recognize this song, and most of them instantly think of a sporting event. I know I personally think of high school football on a Friday night under the big lights. You ever wonder what it would be like to attend a high school football game that your dad or other relative was playing in 30 years ago? High school football has changed a large amount from today's game to the game played then. The main changes I'm going to discuss are the length of the football season, the new equipment and gear, and recruiting for college. The game of football came easy to many athletes 30 years ago, and most excelled mainly off of athletic ability rather than skill. This athletic ability came from the fact that these boys played numerous sports rather than focusing all their time on just one. For the first main point, all high school sports, football included, used to be one-season sports, and no work would be done for the sport once the season was over. Most students played football in the fall, then moved on to their other sports and didn't concentrate on football until the fall season came around the following year. Nowadays, after the fall season, football athletes will spend all winter and spring lifting and have regular conditioning to stay in shape. Sometimes they hold practices led by the seniors or the captains so they can stay in their groove of playing during the off-season. Paul Quinn noted this in an article he wrote in 2011 titled American High School Football in the Early 60s, How Has It Changed Compared to Today? Then, summer workouts begin, and they continue with the same routine until late July or early August. Some of you may be thinking this is just an off-season workout, which is normal for all athletes, but really this is a year-long sport. Patrick Welsh wrote an article in 2004 called One Sport Athletes, a Losing Proposition for Kids, and it talked about how it now seems as though coaches are pushing for students to be one-sport athletes, that way they can focus all their time and energy on that one sport. I played volleyball, basketball, and track all 4 years of high school. I always felt pressure from all three of my separate coaches that I needed to focus on their sport alone and join a club team so I could play and practice all year long. By being a female athlete, I know a lot about playing sports. Having not played the sport of football, but having close friends and family members that do, I have heard from them and seen firsthand the impact that having new and improved equipment can have on the sport of football. On to the second big change that has happened. Football equipment has definitely had some drastic changes since 30 years ago. Engineers in the field have come up with a new helmet type. The new helmets are meant to make the game safer than has ever been in the past. Sarah Gerhardt wrote an article titled New Gear Makes High School Football Faster and Safer. In this article, she talked about the players in the Under Armour All-America game that played with the new Schutt helmet. This is the Schutt Vengeance helmet, and this helmet has the new and improved TPU cushioning, which helps absorb high and low velocity impacts to the head. Then in 2011, Riddell came out with the most modern helmet yet, the Riddell 360. This helmet had a lightweight face mask that stretched and flexed to disperse energy, Gerhardt quoted in her same article. Sarah Gerhardt also stated that another main change for the equipment is the new cleats. She described the designing of Under Armour's new Highlight cleat. The cleat had a snug, high-top fit, which wrapped around the ankle tightly to protect the ankle from ankle sprains. The shoe itself weighed only 10.3 ounces. Adidas also came out with a new cleat called the 5-Star. This cleat featured sprint skin and sprint frame technology, and this helps reduce the cleat's weight to 7.9 ounces, she talked about in her article. Maddie Lucier wrote an article in 2012 titled RG3 Reviews the Adidas Mid Football Cleat, and it talked about Washington Redskins quarterback Robert Griffin III and how he wore the Adidas cleats for a few workouts to test them out. He said he liked how lightweight they were, and it made it very easy for him to change directions very quickly. This goes to show that the right equipment can really help a player improve. Robert worked very hard to get to the position he is in right now, playing for the NFL. That hard work started in high school and with college recruitment then. The third change I have in the sport of football is the goal of almost every athlete that plays varsity high school football is to continue playing in college. Jason Jordan wrote an article in 2012 titled High School Football Camps Become Critical, and he talked about how college recruiting is at an all-time high for high school football, and 30 years ago it was almost never even heard of. Nowadays, coaches and parents are able to video record all the footage from the games, put together a highlight reel to send to different football college programs. Jordan also explained that colleges now offer football camps. They invite high school players to come to their summer camp to be looked at. Players can show their skills on the field in front of the coaches with a camp that lasts for a couple days. They're able to compete against people from other schools to try to earn a scholarship. High school players don't have to go to a big Division I school to fulfill their dream of playing college football. There's always the option of going to a smaller Division II or III school where you'll be part of a smaller team and have a better chance of getting solid playing time. I know a lot of people that decided to go to a smaller school close to their hometown so they would actually see the field instead of going to a big university and never touching the field. High school players just want to live the dream that every football player dreams of, playing in the big leagues. It takes a lot of time and effort to reach this goal. Endless practice hours, camps, and exposure to coaches at the next level are essentials for recruitment. With modern technology and new coaching methods, recruitment in football itself has changed so much since 30 years ago. In conclusion, the boys who play the sport now are able to be recruited by college coaches, have an advantage on the field by using new, high-tech equipment, and are also turned into single-sport athletes. The biggest change that bothers me is that they are almost being forced into being a single-sport athlete. I know I thoroughly enjoyed my high school career playing 3 sports, and I wouldn't change it one bit. I know everyone is different, and if you excel at one sport more than others, make that sport your specialty. If not, play as many as you can and enjoy high school. Overall, I think that football and all sports in general have changed for the better. Football has been made safer by the implementation of newer helmets, and the athletes can perform at their maximum potential by getting the best shoes out there. And the boys who are looking to play in college and maybe even the pros have an even better shot of making it with the new technology and the ability to attend summer camps to get exposure to coaches.